want to shift to this. What happens if the Bears don't prioritize Justin Fields? What happens if they don't rebuild the offensive line or give him some offensive reinforcements, wide receivers? What's going to happen to Justin Fields himself? How much damage could he or will he incur? Pretty interesting question. I don't know for sure. Don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict the future. But I will say this. We can look at other players to determine what's going to happen to Justin Fields if the Bears refuse to develop him or build around him. I want to read you a couple of stats here. Joe Burrow was sacked 70 times this season, third most in NFL history. That includes the postseason. Okay? Justin Fields started 10 games and was sacked 36 times. On pace to be sacked 72 times. Joe Burrow played in the Super Bowl with a sprained MCL, played right through it. Tore his ACL a year ago because of no offensive line. That's the thing you have to worry about. Look at Andrew Luck, too. Andrew Luck, talented quarterback, who, by the way, I think could come back at some point. Heard it here first. But great quarterback, talented, and yet retired early because he was beaten up way too much. I mean, really beaten up behind that Colts offensive line. It's pretty funny, too. Then all of a sudden, when he leaves, they start to improve it. Quentin Nelson, a bunch of other guys. Now their offensive line's pretty good, but it wasn't with Luck. It wasn't under Chuck Pagano and that team. They won games like the Bengals, but Luck got beaten up every single time. Had no protection, nobody helping him, got hurt, retired. Said, I'm done with this, I've made my money, I don't want to get beat up anymore. I don't blame the guy. It's just a cautionary tale, both of them, to say the least. When you look at Justin Fields and you look at what he went through this year, sacked 36 times. Remember the Browns game? How many times he was sacked? Held out to dry by his offensive line by Matt Nagy. This cannot continue. I hope it doesn't. Again, new GM, new head coach. I am fully aware of the hope that surrounds this team. But just remember what the alternative is. If the Bears choose not to invest in Justin Fields or invest in some protection for him. Look at what happened. Joe Burrow, Andrew Luck. And my goodness, Joe Burrow got sacked 70 frickin' times this year. Fields was on pace for 72. Not going to work. At some point, you will get hurt. You know, that was my argument before the season even started. I got lambasted for it, but it's true. I didn't even want Justin Fields to play. I knew he wouldn't have enough protection, and sure enough, he got hurt a number of times this year. Multiple times. Missed multiple games. Protect him. Hey, Joe Burrow is bigger, a bit stronger. He still got killed. Andrew Luck, bigger, much bigger, stronger, retired from injuries. Don't do the same to Justin Fields. And that's what really got me mad, especially about last season. You would think Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace would know better, right? Look at the trends around the NFL. Remember Andrew Luck. Look at Joe Burrow. How in the hell do you not get the message to protect Justin Fields? How do you not have that click in your head? That stuff's common sense. Again, I'm not a former GM. I'm not a former head coach. I'm not within league circles. But I think I'm qualified enough to say the Bears need a new O-line. A better offensive line to protect Justin Fields. Doesn't take a rocket scientist or even a salary cap nerd to understand what happened to Joe Burrow, what's happened to Andrew Luck, and what could happen to Justin Fields. Does not take a genius to figure that one out. So I'm surprised Nagy, Pace, and company didn't study Andrew Luck, didn't study Joe Burrow enough to think, hey, you know what, maybe we should do something different. Maybe we shouldn't follow that sort of blueprint for our quarterback whom we drafted and want to develop for us. You would think, right? They didn't. It's just a very cautionary tale. Be careful. Hey, the NFL's scary if you're a quarterback. I get it, new penalties. They're trying to make sure that nobody touches him. But yet, Justin Fields got hurt a couple of times last year as a rookie. with nothing. Joe Burrow tore his ACL rookie year. This year towards MCL, or sprained it in the playoffs, Super Bowl. And Andrew Luck retired early because he had no help. Literally no protection. I remember some people, when Andrew Luck retired, saying, oh, he's a wuss. Should be able to take it. Can't handle today's NFL. No, that's not it. I know things were different back then, but this is a quarterback-driven league now. Things are different. He has options. The guy's made a lot of money. Why sit there and subject yourself to constant physical pain? I mean, I would take that personally. Andrew Luck probably took it personally. I know I would. If I'm a quarterback, brand new guy, my team tells me, hey, you're our guy, franchise guy, we're going to invest around you, and I'm getting battered because I have no offensive line because my GM's an idiot, then yeah, I'm going to take that personally. If I were Justin Fields, I would take it personally. He is owed an offensive line, just like Joe Burrow is, just like Andrew Luck was. Every quarterback is owed some sort of offensive line. They are owed it. Okay? If you're going to tell me it's a quarterback-driven league, if you're going to tell me they're going to make $40, $50 million per year when it's all said and done, then yes, they're owed an offensive line. You can have no success if you have 1 second to throw the football. Or if you're on the run, immediately. There were times this year, Justin Fields, immediately on the run, out of the pocket. Joe Burrow, immediately. Andrew Luck. All these guys have sustained injuries, mostly because they have no offensive line. That's unacceptable. And if I'm Justin Fields or Joe Burrow or Andrew Luck, I would take that personally. I'm being touted as a franchise quarterback, and yet my team won't stick up for me enough to give me an offensive line, a competent one, not a great one. We're not talking about A-plus offensive line. We're talking about average, at least. In each of those cases, the offensive lines are below average. And guys are getting hurt. Quarterbacks are getting hurt. This is your biggest investment in a team. They're getting sidelined because you can't protect them. This is why I get so passionate about this topic. It's contradictory. You cannot say, you're our guy, big franchise quarterback, then equip him with some $2 offensive line and expect everything to be okay. That's contradictory action. You can't tout your quarterback and give him nothing to protect himself with. That's happening to Joe Burrow. Happened last year to Justin Fields. It happened to Andrew Luck. So if the Bears really want to make a difference here and make sure that Justin Fields doesn't continue down that path, please, Ryan Poles, invest in the offensive line. Make sure Justin Fields has enough time to throw the football and can avoid getting hurt. That's your biggest investment. Quarterback-driven league. I can't emphasize it enough. If it's a quarterback-driven league, if the Bears are one quarterback away from winning the Super Bowl, then please, he's a rookie, second-year guy, invest in your O-line. Make it a little bit easier for him. Every quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion, is owed a good offensive line, or at least an average offensive line. I don't care if it's the NFL. I don't care, be tough enough. No. If you get no time to throw the ball, if you're always on the run, if you get hurt because of no protection, that isn't your fault. It isn't fully your fault. I'm not going to blame Justin Fields if he continues to get no protection. I can't. In my heart, I can't do it. It's not his fault he had no time to throw or nobody blocking for him. So if the Bears want to make sure they really develop him and take care of him, please make sure he doesn't turn out like Joe Burrow or Andrew Luck. Invest in the offensive line. Thanks for watching today's show here on BPOD TV, channel 59.3 in Roku. Really appreciate the time. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Z Sports and on Facebook at Jon Zaghloul. If you want to watch more of this show, search up Sports Talk Chicago. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube at sportstalkchicago.com. Make sure you tune in here every night at 10:30, right here on BPOD TV. So long, everyone.